Me quedando solo.
He's playing submarine.
He's having a good time in there. Yeah? Look at the duck back there coming down. Baby ducks over there.
Okay, cool. Submarine's ready.
It's good, then it's gonna start getting out.
Yeah. But Carlos is like he was playing submarine. He's playing submarine. Hides in the water. Pops up. The elephant?
¿Verdad que el más grande debe ser el macho? Sí, ¿verdad? Pero este debe ser solterón.
Es el teenager, the rebel.
There's a boat ride.对啊，是人往那儿扔东西嘛？哦，球他自己玩呢，你看，他自己去拿去了，你看，拿一球看了吗？自己拿去了，他去够去了，拿那，你看，他去够去了，对，把他们都讲了，他训练过，你看。
Oh, that's nice. Whatever babies are. What's called lady dog?
小吗？一点也不小，我觉得坐3个人都没问题。
Yeah, you don't want to bring them anywhere. That's so cute. And that's the mummy? Oh, all right. And that's the brother. Oh, yeah.
Baby went under.
Baby likes to swim. There he is. There's 2 babies, kind of. Well, actually, there's like 3 little babies. For being such a He's hamming it up for the camera. What, honey? Look at the baby one jumping on top of his brother's back. He wants to have a piggyback.
Let's go. Let's go.
Oh, you grabbed the cupcake?
Yes, you did.
他们不想上来。
That's what we're doing. We're going to do that.
那些人也不让他们上来，你看他又挑看那个草，又去过那个草吃，你看，就看看哪个好吃看谁。
What, honey? Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if this
I bet you this one here is Dad.
Yeah.
Because they're so close together, right?
Yeah.
And the other 3 are like, this one here is still pretty fuzzy. He's probably the older sibling, and then
stages. However, there have been leaderless herds of up to 200 members strong found in the wild. You can also see our youngest llama over to the right-hand side. She's only about 9 weeks old, including the United States of America, as well as Great Britain and a variety of European countries. Now make sure to keep your eyes peeled to our left-hand side, as in just a moment we'll be passing by our cheetah breed.
Someone bring the
You'll be able to they can easily run at speeds of close to 120 kilometers per hour. This makes the cheetah the world's fastest land animal. We'll be able to get a much better view of one of our The captive breeding of cheetahs has also only had limited success. However, here at African Lion Safari, we're proud to say that we've had over 40 cheetah cubs born here since 2001. The cheetah is also known to be the only member of the African cat species that has semi-retractable claws, and they use these semi-retractable claws to run at higher speeds with greater traction, as well as to have more power in their lunging attacks. The cheetah is also known to have the driest and roughest tongue of any member of the African cat family, as their tongues have a similar texture to a piece of sandpaper and are able to tear skin off with a single lick.
You want me to do it? Here, let me do it.
Curving forward in a C-shaped formation, and this is to help the cheetah use their tail in a rudder-like formation to help them turn when running at such high speeds. Lions are known to be incredibly social and gregarious animals in that they are the only member of the African cat species who live in prides or family units. Usually these prides consist of about 5 to 20 members of both males and females, as well as fawns of various ages, as well as cubs of various ages. Also to our left-hand side, if you look beside that large tree, you might be able to see our dominant male lion. His name is Jabari. Now as Jabari is our dominant male, he can weigh close to 550 pounds, stand 3.5 feet or 1.3 meters to his shoulder, and be roughly 9.5 feet in length when fully sprawled out. Only the male lion will grow a large mane, which will begin to grow when they're about 15 months old and will be fully grown by the time they're about 5 years old. The purpose of the mane is to help obscure the area of the lion's neck, as it is the male's duty to defend the pride's territory against intruders such as other prides of lions, as well as other smaller predators such as hyenas as well. Now, even though the male lion is referred to as the king of beasts, it's actually the female that does most of the hunting, as she's known as the supreme hunter of the savannah. Lionesses will generally hunt in large groups and are able to take on prey of up to 5 times their own body weight. This means that a single lioness can take out prey of up to 2,000 pounds.
Nice timing.
That one's biting the other one.
Now, even though lionesses are well known for hunting in large groups, the actual killing of the prey is usually done by a single lioness with a bite to the neck. You can also see one of our younger male lions over to the left-hand side. As you can see, he only has a partially grown mane on the bottom of his chin as well as the back of his head. You can also see one of our younger lionesses just on top of the large rock structure, as both her and the younger male are only about 3.5 years old. When lion cubs are first born, they're actually completely blind at birth and will take about 11 days to gain their eyesight. Once they're roughly 14 days old, they should be able to walk, and once a lion cub reaches the age of about a month old, they should be able to run with the rest of the pride. Very young lions are also known to have large brown spots over their front and back legs, which are often referred to as rosettes. These can usually appear on lions until they're roughly 7 years of age. Lions are also generally associated with Africa, however they have also been found much farther north in the protected Gir forest of India, and during the last ice age they were actually assumed to have been in Europe. This means that close to 10,000 years ago, lions were found as far north as Europe. That a lion has, the paler their coats will be. If I could just remind everyone to please remain seated while the bus is in motion. We're able to see our dominant male white lion coming up on our right-hand side, and his name is Feta. He's just hiding underneath this large rock structure to our right-hand side. Now, as Feta is our dominant male, he does get to act like the big cheese. Accounts, they were proven to be in existence. In African folklore, the white lion was seen as a gift from the sun. It is also said that when white lion cubs are first born, they looked very similar to polar bear cubs and will gradually darken as they age to a paler cream color, also known as blonde. Cats you've seen here today are known as carnivores or meat eaters, and all of our carnivores feed on roughly 5 to 6 pounds of meat in a single day, and this meat is filled with all the proper nutrients and vitamins to keep our lions big and healthy. It's also very uncommon in the wild for a lion to feed on the same type of meat twice in 1 week, so here at Safari we try and accommodate in the same way, as our lions will feed on a variety of beef, pork, and venison. Picks on the females, and you can sometimes male lions are generally able to roar once they're about a year of age, whereas females will take about a year and 3 months for their vocal cords to fully develop.
What does the lion say?
Now many of our visitors assume that because of the white lion's very lightly colored fur, they have a hard time blending in with the tall, dry, and naturally brown grasses of the African plains. However, they vary in the area of Africa where they're found, known as Timbuktu. The grasses are a much lighter color that can look white under certain lights, giving our white lions an excellent form of camouflage to give them an amazing hunting advantage.
I can't because my camera, my daddy said.
You'll notice that our baboons do enjoy hopping onto vehicles that have entered into this reserve, as they view them as new play structures. They also view anything that they can take from these vehicles as a new souvenir or a plaything. Some of our baboons' favorite souvenirs have included windshield wipers, antennas, and mirrors.
He's trying to get in.
Now, even though our baboons look quite playful and friendly, don't let this fool you, as they can actually be incredibly dangerous. They don't have razor-sharp teeth, and we advise that the feeding of our baboons is better left to our professionals. You'll be able to see a few more of our baboons over to the left-hand side. Now, when a baby baboon is first born, their fur is completely black in color and they'll have bright red faces. They're also known to cling onto their mother's underside for the first few weeks of life, as this is an easy position for them to nurse in. After about 4 to 6 weeks, the baboons will move onto their mother's backs, as they can be easily carried around in a jockey-like style. And once the baboons are roughly 4 to 6 months old, they will then leave their mothers as they're old enough to be on their own. A newborn baby baboon can only weigh about half a pound. You'll be able to see a few of our Barbary sheep. The Barbary sheep is a sandy brown mountain goat that can be found all over North Africa, where they're known to be excellent jumpers and climbers, as they can easily clear obstacles of close to 6.5 feet or 2 meters in height in a single bound. We'll be able to get a much closer view of our herd of Barbary sheep in just a little bit.
Wow. Look at the grass, babe.
Now, even though the ostrich is the largest and the most powerful of the flightless birds, they're nowhere near the brightest, as they've only got a brain that's the size of a golf ball. A very common misconception about the ostrich is that they choose 3 large spirals in them and be completely asymmetrical to one another. This means that one set of horns can look completely separate, as well as fawns of various ages. And they've also developed the ability to live without any water, as they get enough moisture from the vegetation that they eat. However, the zebra does possess an incredible sense of sight, hearing, and smell, as they can actually see in color. The zebra must use their senses to stay forever vigilant, or they'll fall prey to their deadliest predators, the lion or a pack of hyenas. The zebras will also often act as an alarm system for many animals throughout the savannah, so as a rule of thumb, if you see a zebra running, you should probably do the same. A very common question we get asked about our zebras is, are they black with white stripes or white with black stripes? A zebra is indeed white with black stripes, so when they are first born, their black stripes are actually more brown in color. There has also been many different debates over the purpose of a zebra's stripes, with the greatest theory being that they work somewhat similarly to a Venetian blind, with the black stripes absorbing heat and the white body reflecting them. This subspecies of zebra is known as the Grant's zebra, and they can be told apart from other subspecies. Barbary sheep are living in what we call a bachelor troop. The males and females will usually be found separated from one another in the wild until it's roughly the time for a mating season. The males can also be told apart by the extra large size of their horns, as they have a greater curve to them, and the extra amount of fur that they'll grow on the bottom of their necks, as well as on their front two legs. Males will grow to be around 120 pounds, whereas females will grow to be about 80 pounds. The males are also known to be somewhat more territorial, as they will often bump heads with one another. Estimated to be a certain amount of time left before they go completely extinct. Luckily, they are being slowly introduced into the Rocky Mountains around the Colorado River. And on the top of that large hill, you'll be able to see our herd of Scimitar horned Oryx. The Scimitar horned Oryx gets its name from the long curved horns on the top of their heads, which resemble an Asian blade known as a scimitar. Both male and female Oryx will grow these long curved horns that can be roughly a meter in length. We'll be able to get a better view of our Oryx in just a moment. Legs. The white-bearded wildebeest also currently holds the record for the second largest land mammal migration of any animal on Earth, second only to the Mongolian gazelle, as they take their herd of roughly 1.5 million members all the way through the Serengeti and through most of Tanzania. Also coming up on our right-hand side, you'll be able to see our herd of white rhinos. You'll notice that they're not exactly white in color, but a slight gray. They get their name from the Afrikaans word wide, meaning wide or spread lipped, as they use their large lower pad-like jaws to crop the grass, as they are strictly herbivores.